I feel like there are a couple different D&D players out there.
Mm-hmm.
There's the role players.
Yeah.
People who like the really deep role playing, and those guys will just role play on a dime. Like they'll just get into it.
Yeah.
And you don't have to do anything for them. Then there's I had a name for the word for what I was. Then there are characters who will. I call them persona characters.
Mm-hmm.
People or persona players. These people who don't necessarily role play, but they do get into the headspace of their characters.
Right. Doing the type of actions, taking, rather than being the guy who's always the frontline fighter, you know that your character is a little bit more timid, and so they're going to be more in the back.
Right. Even if they are like a fighter or barbarian, they're going to be. You know what your character would do. And the hardcore role players do that as well.
Mm-hmm.
So this will be like a softcore role player, which is what I am. Because I'm not doing like the song and dance. Like I'm not like actually playing the lute.
Right. You're not pulling out your instrument. So I taught myself the guitar so I can play a bard.
Right. You know, I mean, how ridiculous would that be? You know? And there's some people who do that. That's great. I am not one of those people. But I do get in the headspace of my character. Like when I was playing as Tylik. Like, what would Tylik do in this situation?
Right.
And it drove you mad. You hated that. You loved it, but you hated it because it's like I want you guys to do this, but this is what Tylik would do.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's like a softcore persona role player. And then there are people who are mechanic players who they play the game because they like making like just fantastic builds.
Right.
That like min-maxers in it.
Min-maxers. And then you got players who just really want to smash stuff.
Right. I'm also one of those players. Like this isn't like a hard and fast. Like you can be a hardcore role player and not a softcore role player. I feel like.
Yeah.
I feel like you'd be a character that's someone who's like gets really into the role, but doesn't necessarily do what your character would do.
Right.
But I'm very much a softcore role player, or a persona role player. But I also like to hit stuff really, really hard.
Right.
And I'm not very good with mechanics. Like we were talking the other day, I was telling you about the warlock build I was doing, and I was like, yeah, I can only get the medicine to like +4. Like at level 1, you have a +4 in your medicine. That's fantastic. Like what are you talking about? I'm like, oh, well, shows what I know. I'm not a mechanic player at all.
No.
I could not. I was thinking like that's not as high as I wanted it. Like at level 4, a +4 to your medicine is, or level 1, a +4 to your medicine is fantastic.
Yeah, it is.
So anyway, this is a big long tangent for me to basically say that if you